Gator Framework Studio in Music City. It's the Dining at Disney podcast.
Another thing about good food, it brings folks together, all walks of life.
You'll discover all the best restaurants and food as you hungrily explore the Disney parks.
Let's do this thing!
The Dining at Disney podcast.
Welcome to the Dining at Disney podcast. I am Kristen, Disney park enthusiast, foodie, travel expert, and ready to sit down in a Pirates of the Caribbean themed tavern.
Nice. I'm Al John Go, longtime Disney, Marvel, Star Wars fan, podcaster, musician, and also looking forward to brand new Villains Land or whatever the heck they're going to call that thing.
And I'm Kat, experiential producer, film historian, performing the rest of the show in an up-tempo number with Skylar Aston and Darren Criss. So get ready.
Okay, great.
If you haven't already, please make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. We're recapping D23, y'all. What's happened?
If you haven't figured out from the intro,
It's happening. It's all happening.
That's a lot of announcements, gang.
Oh, boy.
Was it me or did they not live stream at all this year?
They didn't. No, because they put those panels behind a paywall. You had to pay to be there. They did not stream them.
That's what I thought.
Watched a janky Twitch live stream of most of it.
Yeah, someone probably stuck in their Google glasses and started.
Oh my god. No, people were like indiscriminately filming, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen there was I don't know if I'll put them out there or not but I saw a lot of the panels because they were recording them, as their press passes or whatnot.
Yeah.
And of course, their panel hits were huge. I mean, absolutely huge. Attractions Magazine, I'll call them out. Attractions Magazine, separated all of them out. And it's really nice because you have content and it gets hits and everything. But I'll just go ahead and put it out there. Daps Magic, Mr. Daps put out like the live stream of the parks panel, or not the live stream, but recorded the whole thing and put it up. I'm like, you are tremendous. You are.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daps. I hadn't seen Mr. Daps since the last D23 Expo we attended back in 2019, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, the man freaking rules. The fact that he put all that stuff out there. So I was happy about that.
Did he post or Attractions Magazine post anything about the Mary Poppins panel? Because that was the only one I was like very upset I didn't get to see.
No, I hadn't dug too much deeper other than the big main hall panels.
Mm-hmm.
So the big announcements for parks and films and Disney Plus, was able to see that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to dig in a little bit later this week and actually figure out if I can actually watch it somewhere.
It's a lot of content, and I'm sure people are still putting stuff out for that because it's tremendous. But I do miss. I mean, I understand you pay, you're going to be there, but I guess we're just spoiled because they had been streaming a lot of the panels for Celebration and for D23 and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Forever doing it, and I heard that they weren't going to do it, but I was hoping they would change their minds at the last minute.
I know that the Legends panel's on Disney Plus now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So you can watch the Legends panel, which is good.
I hope they didn't edit it because I thought all of the inductee speeches were tremendous. I mean, and the performances, my gosh, seeing the princesses there was always good. And of course, Joe Rohde,
immediate icon, already a legend with his ear print next to his hand prints.
That's the best, right?
This man.
And even Miley Cyrus, I really appreciated that. I thought, I thought Miley did a great job, and I've been very critical of Miley over the course of her career because, I just know how talented she is.
Yeah.
And I just know that I feel like you didn't have to take shortcuts to become the artist that you are, but everything all said and done amounts to an amazing career. So I respect that. And I don't know, Kristen, did you catch anything other than the stuff that we saw together?
I have not. Because when the TV is on, it's on something the kids want to watch.
That checks out.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to watch at work or listen at work in the background. But anyway, well, what shall we tackle first?
We're going to talk about something I am very excited about. And that is two new lounge spaces are going to be coming to Disney World. The first one is going to be inspired by Spaceship Earth, which is over 40 years old.
Yep.
The lounge is inspired by story, shapes, and enduring legacy of this timeless icon. So there's going to be geometric spheres, Zen space, rich textures, and warm metallic tones. So it's going to give some mysteriousness as well as elegant intimacy.
Okay.
The one that I am really excited about is this tavern theme to Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So it's going to be a welcoming haven for all pirate kind, big and small, and everyone in between. Let's see, from every corner of the seven seas. Welcome to join together and raise a toast to the pirate life.
Looks nice.
It does. This tavern, of course, will be in Magic Kingdom. They are expecting both of these locations to be opening in 2025. This Pirates one reminds me of the Disneyland. I just drew blank on the name of the place. You know what I'm talking about from looking at it.
Trader Sam's?
Thank you. Yes.
I think they're trying to bring that type of experience into the park. I think people like the themed bar, those concepts. So I think they're bringing it back. It looks really nice. I'll admit it. So if you're watching the video podcast, you saw a little the graphic there, the concept art.
It does say they will have a selection of grogs and grub.
Okay.
So I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Let's go back to that Spaceship Earth Lounge, shall we? So I can go ahead and share. Now that I know we're using a brand new program, so I'm not used to how this works, but look at that. Pretty nice, don't you think?
Yes.
Where's this going?
Epcot, I don't know where, but it does look like it's going to have a nice view of fireworks. At least from the concept art. I like the tiling on the floor.
Wait a minute. So if that is the Mexico Pavilion to the right.
Is that what it is?
It looks like it is. Right, Kat?
No.
I don't know. That's why these landmarks are really getting me backwards.
That is Journey into Imagination. So if that's Journey to the Imagination to the right.
So is this where the old Innoventions was?
I think it's in Spaceship Earth.
Inside?
Right?
Underneath.
No, because you wouldn't have a view of Journey.
No,
you're right.
No, but I think Kat's right. I think it's part of the old Innoventions.
One of those newer buildings that isn't been completely built out yet.
Yeah. I think you're right.
They showed this picture on Saturday, and I was like, what am I looking at? Whose fireworks are those?
Yeah. Well, clearly, that's a Seven Seas Lagoon.
I'd hope. Yes.
Right. So I'm just trying to put myself in that position.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be something like that.
Yeah.
Look at us doing the detective work.
Directions, topography, maps.
Now here's the thing.
Sorry.
But here's the thing, right? So I did not know if they had, sometimes the Imagineers will put these huge models, right? I mean, Kat, we talked about the model making. You have a friend that does Imagineering that does that kind of stuff. And So I was wondering if maybe they had some kind of like a blue sky. This is what it looks like. Well, not blue sky, obviously. Now that it's, by the way, all the announcements that Josh Damaro made at the panel at D23 for parks was like, this is not blue sky. And I was like, yes. I mean, these are all going to come to fruition. Now, how much of that is going to be reduced because of budgetary reasons is one thing, but they're all going to bake it out somehow, right? Was that what you were thinking too? It's like, these are not blue sky. These are actually going to happen. I'm like, okay, great. So, and this is a 10-year plan from what my understanding is.
Definitely. I feel like when he said dirt is moving on all these things, it was an overstatement. And I think if we see 85% of the things that he talked about over the weekend, I'd be very shocked.
Yes.
But, there's a lot that's definitely happening. Unfortunately, a lot that's definitely happening is happening currently in parks outside of the US. So once we actually see dirt move in the US, I'll feel a little better about it. But, until then, we're definitely getting the Pirates thing, though. That's already under construction.
Before we move into the rest of the stuff, I would want to say that they are expanding their footprint in the parks to increase capacity.
Definitely.
All of it. All of it is about how many more people can we squeeze in? How much more can we monetize these places that we haven't monetized? Because you're looking at lounges, you're introducing more alcohol into the theme parks, especially Magic Kingdom. You're increasing the lands, like adding a new land with with the other announcements that we're going to break down here today. So we'll talk about that. But I feel like that's what it is. It's like, we're not going to open a new gate, but we are going to expand, and we're going to compete with Universal, which is something Kristen has been harping on the entire time. They have to compete with Epic Universe. They have to compete with Epic Universe. The first thing out of her mouth anytime we talk to friends is they're just not competing, and now they're competing. Now they know that the Pandy is on the other side of them somewhat. They can now look with a clear vision of the future and projections and all that good stuff that they want to wow and impress and shock and awe their investors during every quarterly call, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that's my 2 cents. I like these lounges though, gang. I like them.
I think putting more places for people to sit and like have shade in Epcot is never a bad thing.
Always good.
Yes.
Okay. So here we are. We go from Epcot now to Disneyland. Kat, you want to take a stab at this?
Wait, of course I do. So, first and foremost, I'm not doing these in order. I'm doing them in order of reality. Tiana's Bayou is opening November 15th, 2024.
Okay, now I have to go to Tiana's Bayou Adventure graphic. Well, yes. No, we don't have to.
Sorry.
Do it.
No, they know what it is. It's fine.
Okay, good.
But Tiana's Bayou Adventure finally has an opening date. Very excited about that. Disneyland is under heavy construction walls right now, all the way from Haunted Mansion. You can't get to Critter Country right now. I'm hoping that when this Tiana reveal occurs in November, we'll also get back Winnie the Pooh at the same time, along with whatever merchandising they're putting in for Tiana. And on a future episode, we'll talk about the Hungry Bear update, of course. They're going to be adding the Mandalorian and Grogu to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Exciting.
Which I think is great. We're definitely getting the Mandalorian and Grogu. It comes to theaters in 2026. They've just started shooting the film. Pedro Pascal is the busiest man in show business. And I think this is a really great addition. When Smuggler's Run first opened, there was a lot of talk about there being different missions to be able to go on in this situation, like there is with Star Tours, and that never really came to fruition unless you know the like secret code to get the Chewie option or whatever. And I'm sure that doesn't happen as often as it probably could if people were talking to each other, but having this as an option, I feel like is a really great storytelling point, especially since we're actually seeing the Mandalorian and Grogu in the land right now.
Yes.
And probably for the foreseeable future, because the popularity of The Mandalorian is not going anywhere.
Absolutely not. It looks really cool seeing the graphic that I'm showing concept art where you see Mando and Grogu
Yes.
jetpacking across some kind of sky with TIE fighters blowing up stuff.
I love
it's
it.
really nice. Awesome. Good. More of it, please. Thank you.
This ride is not one of my favorite rides because of my motion sickness, but I would ride it again to see this. For sure. But 2 attractions are coming to Avengers Campus. First and foremost is Avengers Infinity Defense, which is the e-ticket attraction that was announced at the last D23 as a blue sky option, is now definitely coming to fruition. And also they're adding a Stark Flight Lab. When you look at this photo, Aljon,
Yes.
what do you see?
A kuka arm,
Yes.
Besides that,
a long line.
I was thinking
These
more
are
along the lines
great.
of Sum of All Fears, Epcot,
Yes.
which is basically what
Yeah.
this was, just a simulation roller coaster on an arm,
Yeah.
which I think is an interesting reuse of that technology, because I'm not sure in this small of a capacity with only 2 riders that arm has been seen in a while.
This is true.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what this is going to look like in actual real life.
There's a couple things you see here. First of all, not only do you see several Kuka arms, because it looks like in this piece of concept art that I'm showing you now, there's at least 5, maybe 4. But then there is a track on both sides.
It looks like it's a oval track.
Yeah.
It's a
Oval track.
oval track. Okay. Yeah. Yes, oval track. So
Yeah.
there's something happening here.
Well, you got 2 people sitting in like a little coaster seat.
Well, what we've seen before on some cruises is they use the Kuka arm and they put virtual goggles on or something like that. So they don't show it here that they're wearing any goggles of any kind, but there's got to be something else going on here.
Because some of the thrills, you were in the thing and it had a screen and you watched the screen. But
Yes.
this, I think it's going to be more about the pre-show is going to involve an Avenger of some sort, narration from RDJ, because he's signed back on to be the voice of Iron Man with his new contract.
Yep.
And then it's just going to whip you around like you're flying the Iron Man suit, which I'm not sure how that's going to equate if you're sitting, but it's an interesting use of the technology that already exists.
Well, clearly it's very Stark inspired because it's got all the Iron Man stuff, and then you basically have some of his arc reactor technology kind of protruding from the side, kind of like his Endgame suit, right? So it's cool. I mean, I'm glad that RDJ's coming back to do the attraction, and he should, because he's getting paid a boatload of money.
Oh yeah.
And he's going to show his face, because otherwise, why even have him there?
Yeah, I think when they announced he was coming back to be the voice, I'm pretty sure that we're going to get a lot more than just voice in these 2 attractions from him. I'm sure they wrote all of that into his new Doom contract, that he would have to come back and do those voices, because no shade to the voice actors that are providing the voice right now at DCA, but
It ain't him.
It ain't him.
And the same thing goes for the Iron Man experiences overseas as well.
Yeah.
Have, the European parks, and they have Shanghai, Hong Kong, wherever there's an Avengers, there's Tony Stark and Iron Man. So, and maybe even the cruise line. I mean, they might as well go ahead and get his voice for everything. And that's what I would say. Just go ahead. I'm bringing the party to you folks. Come on.
Exactly.
I'm excited about that.
It's going to double the size of the land. I think they definitely need it. Just for, numbers sake, expanding the footprint, like you said. We'll see what happens. Walt Disney audio animatronics figure coming to Disneyland. I'm interested to see how this is going to work.
Okay.
But a tribute to Walt that will run in the loop with great moments of Mr. Lincoln, which we all know has got the greatest theme park song in theme park history, Two Brothers. It will be called Walt Disney: A Magical Life. And I have like 27 questions, conservatively.
Okay. I'll go. You can go. I'll go, or Kristen can go, because I know Kristen has a lot to say about this because we'd been discussing this. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just feel like it's giving Walt's cryogenically frozen head. It's giving. Do we think that Walt and Abraham Lincoln are equally impactful enough to have their own? I just have a lot of ethical questions, I guess. I'm very interested to see how they do this. When they made this announcement, the first thing I thought of was, oh, that's why we got the Walt statue at Epcot.
Yeah.
Because that Walt statue at Epcot is like kind of sitting on a stoop, but it looks like they were like, oh, well, since we already have this model, we're going to build it into a statue and see how people react. Because it's so lifelike, it's a little unnerving.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it looks great. And then they just like doubled down to bring in the whole animatronics of it. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
Well, my first instinct was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's my first instinct because I feel that Walt would probably want to do this because he's a consummate entertainer for one, and he loves educating, entertainment. And I feel like he would want to somehow have some interactive elements or be the one to greet people when they came to his park. And I think that's the part of Disney that has been missing for all this time is the Walt in front of Disney. And now we have a manifestation of Walt, even though it's him and it could be AI or there's tons of stuff in the archives and interviews and stuff that Disney has had. And the fact that even Roy O. Disney was there during the panel, and Chris and I both looked at each other, and I've got his book that Dave Bossert wrote right behind me. There he is, right there. His son right there, was there, which is kind of in conflict with what Kristen's going to say here momentarily, but I think it's great. That's my first feeling because I want to connect with Walt. I want to see him there, and I think it just brings me memories of what I had missed because I'm a Gen Xer and I didn't see Walt, right? So, and a lot of us haven't seen Walt, and this is kind of cool. And so that was my first gut reaction. And by the way, I spoke to Dave about this on this past week's episode of Skull Rock Podcast, and he was kind of stoked about it too.
Yeah.
And this is someone that worked with, the Disney family, and he, worked with Roy, and he worked with, with everybody, and it's really cool to get him to say, technology's there to do it. So I think this is going to be the best animatronic Disney's ever made because it's Walt. And it'll never be completed. Every time there's going to be upgrades, I'm sure they're going to be upgrading Walt. Who knows? Interesting though, he's going to be an animatronic and maybe not a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with that. Whatever you guys want. But anyway, that's my take on it. I'm kind of stoked about it. I like you. I'm nervous also because you don't want anything to tarnish your thought in your mind about Walt because these kind of people, and I don't do this often in terms of hero worship. I don't do this a lot, but in my mind, I have this idea of who Walt would be. And I know he's only a man, right? And I'm kind of waxing here, but I'm just looking forward to it. Who knows?
Kristen, what do you think?
I'm curious to see how it all turns out. I'm not either pro or con right now. I'm just very neutral. It could be an amazing thing, or it could be something that we go, yeah, they should have left that alone. But I did find something very interesting. And it has to do with Joanna Miller, who
Here
is
it comes.
Yeah.
Diane's daughter, who is the eldest granddaughter of Walt. And this is her quote. It says, "I am overwhelmed with disgust and anger. Mom would be ready to fight. I think it shows a lack of respect for Grandpa. Walt is already branded and used by the company every day. Yet that he exists in film that was for his company and we have the real thing to see and listen to, we do not need to turn him into a robot. I rather feel he's being used and victimized by the company." As someone else posted, they will be able to make him do and say what they choose. The movements are not necessarily his. Already the smile is wrong. I had thought he built the company and that Grandpa would be amazed at what it encompasses now. I thought that the company, Bob Iger, was sensitive to the memory of Walt and the sentiments of his daughter, my mother, Diane. Apparently, she is somebody who is very much like her mom about preserving the legacy of Walt
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that things aren't, done wrong, I
Yeah.
guess.
I think it's a very fine line. It's a fine
Yeah.
line. Well, we'll see what happens when it comes out.
It's not the first time she's been critical.
Oh no.
No, she is just as outspoken as Diane was.
Yeah.
It's her name,
It's her name. I get it. It's
So-
her family. She's connected to it. Far be it for me to criticize
So
her.
to
for
me,
anything.
you know
And
what she, yeah,
hey, more power
speak
to
your
her.
mind.
Definitely.
Speak your mind. Speak
All
your
right.
mind.
Next up, the first ever Coco attraction has been announced. And contrary to speculation for the many years since Coco has come out, it's not going to Epcot, it's coming to Disneyland. So, California Adventure will be getting this Coco attraction. Work will begin in 2026. This also poses another question for me. Where is it going?
That's what I was gonna say.
Where is this going to
The
be part
Little
of that
Mermaid?
Disney Next area? The new footprint that they think they're getting or going to add to? Is it
Yes.
going to be? Are they going to get rid of Grizzly Rapids and put this in? I want to know where this is going.
Isn't the Little Mermaid a water ride?
No.
Disneyland? No.
Mm-mm. Shells.
Yeah,
It's an Omni Mover.
yeah.
And speaking
Yeah.
of where is this going, we're also getting an Avatar land based on Avatar: The Way of Water and Avatar: Fire and Ash, the upcoming Avatar film.
There we
This
go.
is a big undertaking. There is a model of this. There's no photo of the model of this in this article, but there is a model of this, and it looks. Oh yeah, there is at the top of the page. The model looks enormous.
I was under the impression that this attraction would be somewhat like Shanghai Disney's Pirate Ride,
I think you're right.
right? Where there is a boat and there's water. However, it is like big 360, projections.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Since there is not a date for this, my guess is this attraction or this area is going to be the new expansion.
I think it'll definitely be part of the new expansion, for sure. I
Right.
just, yeah. Can I ask I hate to be the negative one on this podcast because I feel like that kind of always falls to me now.
No.
Who's asking for this?
That was me.
No, it's not. Who's asking for this?
Not me.
Not me.
It's company synergy, y'all. Okay, let me bring everybody
James
back
Cameron.
to reality. New Avatar films are coming out soon.
James Cameron.
What did
And
Way of Water make at the box office?
I have no idea. It went to number one. Are you going to look at
I'm
box
looking
office?
it up. I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Okay, so it was
So-
the highest grossing film of 2022.
Yes.
That was 2022, though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
since then, it's made $2.32 billion, which is a big number, but that's worldwide.
Yeah, it's big. It's a big number. It made its money. It's made its money. It's made its profit. And I think that it's going to I think that was the beginning of what, another trilogy or something like that James Cameron is planning. I think maybe he filmed like the other film, something like that. I think he did it both at the same time.
I know they did a lot of filming all at once. I just don't know what it was all for.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, I think they want this to have more legs, and pardon the pun, Avatar. But yeah, I think that's what it's all about. It's all about company synergy. Here we are. We have a new attraction. It's going to support this new tentpole franchise, and it's going to be another summer blockbuster, and blah 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 blah. You know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But you see, the normies like it.
Do they?
I think so. I think people that I've talked to that, you know, are at my office that don't go to Disney or follow Disney the way we do. I think they've been to Pandora and go, "Oh, it's awesome. Did you ride the Flights of Dragon stuff?" And I was like, yeah, it was good. It's good.
The land is beautiful.
It's
Like,
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
It's too small.
And I don't even think it's about that at this point. Like, I don't think I could name 3 people in my life right now who have seen both Avatar movies. And I work in the film industry.
Yeah, I passed on it.
It's like 3 hours long. We all have bills to pay. Who's got time for that?
I don't have time to. I don't have patience to sit for 3 hours. I struggled through the other one because I finally gave in and was like, God, I'll watch this movie. And I watched it, and it really did not need to be as long as it is.
No.
Like,
No.
It's very
Please
self-indulgent, but that's besides the point.
stop with the
No.
long movie.
No,
It doesn't keep my attention. I get bored.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this comes to fruition. I'm very excited to see all the new technology that I'm sure will be in it.
For sure.
I don't know. I hope that it's like Pandora at Animal Kingdom, because honestly, Pandora at Animal Kingdom, you don't really have to know what's going on to know that it's beautiful.
Understood.
You know?
It's the whole illuminating at night that makes. I mean, and really, you could have done that with something else.
I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway,
Travel deal.
Is it?
Yes.
Tell me. Hey, gang, it's time for this week's incredible travel deal with Kristen. You can go ahead and book your magical Disney vacation, Universal trip, or any cruise line with her. Adventures by Disney, too. So, Kristen, what's on deck for this week?
You can save on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels this fall and holiday season at Walt Disney World. If you choose to go November 24th through November 25th, you will save up to 30% on select rooms for most nights. If you go prior to that, on most Sundays to Thursday nights from October 6th through November 1st, you will enjoy other savings on that. As well, if you decide to add tickets to that and you do a room and ticket package, which if you don't have annual passes, you need to do. But if you get 4 days or longer base ticket, you will get the park hopper option added for free. That's right. In addition to the room discount, you will get the free park hopper benefit.
Nice. Okay, great. Well, for this and to take advantage of all of Kristen's know-how, especially when it comes to dining at Disney. You see what I did there? All right. what email can people go ahead and contact you with and get them started on saving money? Yeah.
They can contact me at themeparksandcruises@gmail.com.
All right. Very good. Very good. So moving on from Avatar Plus, we're going to talk about details for the largest expansion at Magic Kingdom.
And while you are talking about that, I'm going to feed our fur babies that are knocking things down.
Great.
So I will return.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh boy.
I hope you can reach the latch, because we have to lock ourselves in the studio before the cats start attacking.
That checks out.
Okay. Well, of course, during the fan event, Disney Experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro revealed more of what's coming, including an expansion to Frontierland theming with cars. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I will show this in just a momentito. But once again, Radiator Springs is taking over the park, and this time over there at Frontierland, Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island will be transformed into a vast rugged terrain for a rally race with some of the most iconic racers, of course, from Radiator Springs. They're going to be putting our guests in the driver's seat as we quite literally explore a brand new frontier in Frontierland, shared Michael Hudgen of Walt Disney World Portfolio Executive Producer, Walt Disney World Imagineering. Yes, that's a big title.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you have it. I am sad to see Rivers of America go away. I'm sad to see part of Frontierland go way of the dodo. But I am excited about this kind of cars entering the Frontierland kind of area. And once again, it goes to bringing more people through the turnstiles, monetizing places that have not been monetized before, which unfortunately for Frontierland has been a very long time since sections of that have been monetized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go to Frontierland and it's not like I'm going to the shooting gallery. It's, you know, I go see the Hungry Bear. I go see the Country Bear Jamboree. I go see the Hungry Bear Jamboree.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that's what we do, and then we'll stop at the Diamond Horseshoe
Mm-hmm.
and hang out and have ice cream and chicken nuggets or tendies or whatever we want over there. But that's kind of it, you know, because after that, I mean, I guess we'll go to Critter and do, you know, I guess now we'll do Tiana's ride, right?
Sure.
Instead of but there's a whole lot of space there. It's like the vast walkway between Pirates and Haunted Mansion. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Kat?
I really don't care about Tom Sawyer's Island.
Yeah.
I probably haven't been out there in 20 years. It doesn't bother me at all. I was a little concerned about the loss of the water element in that area, but
Yes.
I don't when they first said that this was going to be in Frontierland, I immediately was like, it's going to be a bottleneck no matter where they put it, and solving that problem with this expansion I think is the smartest thing to do. But not only that, Bill Zanetti from Mice Chat, I don't know if you're familiar with him, posted a thing. Yeah. He posted a thing on Twitter this morning or yesterday about this that kind of opened my eyes a little bit about this is the situation itself, which I thought was really interesting. I'm just going to Cliff Notes it.
Yep.
But apparently currently major challenges exist to the river system and drainage in the area, especially when it rains. It's not filtered water. The river surrounding the island system prevents construction on the island completely. And park management has been having issues with this water for a while, it sounds like. The aging river basin needs resurfacing. The locks are a huge problem. And just logistically, it sounds like they've been really struggling to keep this water not only presentable for guests, but also safe.
Yeah.
And I think in this photo, if you take a really hard look at it, I think that there's going to be a lot of water features built into this area that will give that natural vibe that the water in the park currently gives.
The movement.
Exactly, which you want to like draw in the crowd and like make it feel more realistic and authentic.
Kinetic energy movement.
Exactly. So I don't have a problem with this. I think that it's a great use of the space that is currently like very much unused. And was it last month or the month before there was a guy swimming in the rivers of America?
Yeah.
He probably has tetanus and like 9 other diseases now because
Yeah.
But
that's it, right? I mean, that's what Kat was saying, Krista, now that you're welcome back from cat feeding, that the water is
And
dangerous. They're having
animal,
issues.
the meowing kind of cats.
Yes,
Yes.
not me. I feed myself. Thank you.
I'm glad you got that. Went right over Allison's head when I said
This broadcast is brought to you by self-sufficiency.
I have nothing. Anyway,
We're talking about the Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America restructuring.
and how the basin is really worn out and problematic, and how the water is not safe, or presumably not presentable for guests, as Kat said. So
Yeah, so I think this is going to be an interesting thing. I'm interested to see how it's going to start. I know we had the Rivers of America was totally drained during the pandemic. I don't know if you remember this, but there's like a very infamous photo of it being like totally empty during the pandy. So I'm interested to see if we're going to get just full on construction walls from Tiana's all the way to Haunted Mansion, or if they're going to embrace, the chaos a little bit. I'm very interested to see what happens.
they'll probably embrace the chaos
I think
because they
you
want
have
people
to.
too much. They want people there. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's what it is. Well,
I'm glad you're back,
I
Kristen,
will
because
miss
this.
the water.
What? Sorry.
I will miss the water.
Yeah.
gonna miss the one. Yeah, that's
Miss
right.
the water.
Well,
I'm glad you're back,
If that-
Kristen, because this next thing is like almost specifically for you.
I'm so
if that wasn't
excited.
enough, gang, we do have something that I'm stoked about as I started the podcast with. Once upon a nightmare, where poison apples are aplenty and magic potions can ruin your whole day. For those of you that hide things in the shadows, it's time to join them as we lift the veil on a forthcoming Villains Land at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. It's Villains Land. Villains at Magic Kingdom is coming, and it's going to encompass all of your nightmares. The dream space will be home, or the nightmare space will be home to a bunch of attractions, shopping, and dining at the grandest scale. It's going to be fearless for a new vision for what Disney experiences can be, says Josh Tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. It looks super cool. And let me give you a little bit of this concept art. I think it looks dope. What do you think about this whole thing?
I cannot wait until we start like this being built and hearing about the different types of experiences that will be there. And I do hope that they go all out with the dining for this, because there's so much you can do,
There is a lot of Easter eggs in this concept art.
Yes,
Can
there
you name
is.
them all? Can you name them all? Because it looks freaking great. If they can accomplish the immersion that Universal has done to their parks, and what I believe New Fantasyland should have really been, and Star Wars could have really been in terms of immersion and walk around characters and all this, please just let us have it. Let us have this. And then everything else can get upgraded. I mean, I think they're just steps away from adding that next level realism and immersion to Star Wars. I think they are getting ready to unleash an awesome part of Bender's Campus, and it's going to be that much more alive than just staring into basically a show building that doesn't work right now. Same goes for Star Wars Land. There's a bunch of stuff there that needs to open up. and they haven't opened up yet because they're giving to us in phases. And unfortunately, once you do that, I feel like you miss the opportunity of wowing the audience with something incredible, in my opinion, because you decided to open up in phases. You know, I don't like that. I like, give me the whole kit and caboodle. Give it to me. Give it to me. So villains, you better deliver this, because I see freaking a dragon breathing green fire, and I'm thinking, bring it.
Do we see a coaster?
Yes.
Yes.
I sure hope we get a true thrill ride with that.
It's disguised.
That
as
would
part
be
of the
amazing to have a really cool coaster that, you know, isn't kind of watered down.
There are so many different nooks and crannies in this concept art, and just people and characters. If you look, it looks like one of those Thomas Kincaid pieces of art.
Yes, it does.
Where you see those little things all over it.
Mhm.
And man, oh man, I'm excited and stoked. I'm super stoked.
I can't wait to see what they actually are going to do.
I can't either. Don't keep us waiting so long, but you know, who knows? I mean, once again, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I hear rumblings that this could be opening over the next 3-4 years. So you better hurry up. That's all I got to say about that. All right. So Disney villains, we have that. But wait, there's more. If that wasn't enough, Billy Crystal made a surprise appearance. I was so happy to see Billy Crystal. And of course, Roz made her appearance too. I'm watching you, Wazowski. And it was awesome. Great to see Billy Crystal once again sing and dance, be the man, the entertainer that he is. And of course, he ushered in what we all thought was going to happen 20 years ago, which is Monsters Inc. Land, I should say, announced for Hollywood Studios, which is going to be neat. So once again, we have here, picking up after the events of Pixar's beloved film, the humans have now been invited to the world of Monsters Inc. And now the monsters are using the laughter to run the city smoothly, which is great because we have Sully and Mike Wazowski going to be there. And then, of course, you go through a door and then craziness ensues, which happens right in the middle of the monster action in Monstropolis, which is nice. It's always great. So I'm looking forward to this. Gang, what are your thoughts on Monsters, Inc.?
I love Monsters, Inc. So I'm excited about this. And there's a lot of really cool things they can do.
Looks great.
I'm looking at those crazy ice cream cones that girl's carrying. And then I see that boy like I'm grabbing Sully, you know, like I just can't wait. That totally would be our kids.
Oh yeah, and you have Mike's car and everything, and looks great. So I love how the street signs have like 3 eyes, and you know, you've got. I'm sure they're going to have the sushi place because
you can
you've
see
got to
it.
have. Is it right there?
That's it with the eyeball.
Oh, there it is, right there. That is I had the name of it right there. It's Harryhausen's, right?
Harryhausen's.
Yes.
Harryhausen's, of course.
Can you scroll this image a little bit to the left? That gentleman with the monster and the baby Bjorn kills me every time.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I just love
Can
it.
you imagine you saw somebody walking around?
Sell me that Disney immediately.
So is this going to take the place of in the back lot, like over there where the stunt racers used to be? Is that where it's going to be, Kat?
Look,
Because that's what it looks like.
I think that this is going to take up some space on the map, behind Animation Courtyard, behind Rock and Roller Coaster where the like Cars show used
Yes.
to be. I think it'll go there.
That's it.
If they get rid of Muppets Vision 3D, Jim Henson's Muppet Vision 3D, we riot. We riot at dawn, first of all. But
I know.
I do think that this is a great way to expand the Pixar presence in the park. Toy Story is wonderful and it looks amazing all the time. It is a very small land and it does feel like kind of a placeholder in between Animation Courtyard and the grandiosity of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
So I do think that it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they also decided to get rid of the Star Wars launch bay buildings.
They're going to jettison that easy.
I think that all those buildings could easily go. The only thing that I would think that they would save at this point, because they're putting money into it, is the Little Mermaid Theater.
Yeah.
And maybe the Disney Junior area over there, just because it's a show building. But if it doesn't get repurposed, I'll be shocked.
It needs to be redone for one, because those showrooms are looking ragged.
Yeah.
They're just looking really ragged.
Yeah.
But I totally see. I mean, this is the Pixar Place expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking after they redo everything over there where the car show used to be, the stunt show and all that they're going to bring in at least one more Pixar franchise into this to make it a trifecta.
I think you're 100% right. What do you think it's going to be?
Well, we have Cars coming to Magic Kingdom. You've got, of course, Toy Story Land. You've got Monsters Inc. Land now. I think it's going to be The Incredibles, but I'm not. I know that it's a long shot because of the way they're going to have Marvel integration into the parks, especially. But I believe they're going to do that at Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
At least some of the Marvel characters will be there. I mean, obviously they already have Guardians there.
Yes,
but I'm thinking, there are so many franchises that Pixar is doing, but The Incredibles is one where they have multiple films that isn't Finding Nemo, because Finding Nemo already has a presence.
Correct.
At Epcot.
Correct.
So what other big franchise do they have?
And at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, at Animal Kingdom. What other big franchises are they going to have that they haven't monetized yet over at Disney World?
Kristen?
And that's The Incredibles.
What do you think? Incredibles?
I think it's got to be Incredibles. I'd love to have a Ratatouille, big Ratatouille section, but we already have that integrated into the France Pavilion, so we know it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
WALL-E, it's not going to be WALL-E.
And they have some up integration, over there at Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. I think you guys are spot on. I think Incredibles is the top choice. I think the second choice would be Inside Out.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it is one of the highest grossing films this year. And I think with their success and the launch of the new series that's coming, that they have an upward trajectory in mind with Inside Out, especially because Amy Poehler is such a fan favorite.
Yes.
So Incredibles 3 is coming. Also, I think those two are the two tops.
I think it's going to be Incredibles.
I like Inside Out, but I believe that they're going to put Inside Out somewhere else.
Yeah.
They're going to put Inside Out at Epcot.
You think?
Yep. Because it's about the brain and
it makes
about
more
that.
sense.
So I figure that they're going to.
That's what they need to do with the Wonders of Life.
Wonders of Life Pavilion. That's right.
Wonders of Life Pavilion has a Marvel stamp all over it, and you know it.
It does have a Marvel stamp on it. I know it does.
You know what? Soon as Disney can get Marvel from Universal, that needs to be the fifth gate.
Man, that's big wishing right
we'll
there.
See.
That's big wishing because the thing is about this fifth gate. I don't think they're going to have a fifth gate. I think they're going to, if they do get Marvel, they're going to make an expansion for Epcot and they're going to make a transportation center straight from Guardians to the next park over. It's kind of like what Harry Potter does with their fake train.
Oh yeah,
right?
that would
They
make
just
sense.
Shoot it over there because there's space. Anyway, wow, look at us being all freaking crazy. Hey, look, there's more, gang.
There's still more.
There's still more. I want to show this picture of the Monstropolis kind of back area. I mean, it kind of looks like the Universal backlot,
It
to
does.
be honest.
It definitely does.
But I want to show this to you. Did I show it? There it is. I kept on doing my screen share. Sorry, gang. Look at how pretty this is, gang. Look. I think you're right, Kat. I think it's going to be sandwiched there in the animation court or the animation place. Okay. Well,
You know,
it fits.
one thing that I'm curious about, and I'm only mentioning this because we're talking about this park, is with the retiring of the band Aerosmith.
Oh,
How long before they change Rock and Roller Coaster?
It's a good point.
Kristen, that is just a wonderful thing you just mentioned. And I hate the fact that Aerosmith is retiring. I really do.
Hey,
'Cause
all
they're
good
one of
things
our
must
favorite
end.
rock- But yes, this is true. All good things must end. Well, gang, if that wasn't enough, I want to also mention the fact that Test Track is getting a refurb. Phineas and refurb.
Again.
Yes, again.
Still.
Hopefully this one's better.
So yes, there is that. So I'll go ahead and share the screen, gang, and you guys can tell me what your thoughts are on this refurb, because I think it's nice. This looks a lot nicer than the
I
current
hate to
Test
say
Track,
this, but
Tron Track.
with those trees and everything, it makes me think ET. The ET
Oh,
trucks
yeah.
that go Universal. I'm like,
It does. You're right.
that's the first thing that came to my mind, strangely enough.
Yeah, it's just
The car looks cool.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's got to be better than Tron Track, right? Okay.
Eh.
Well, are you ready for Encanto and Indiana Jones coming to Animal Kingdom? I know I am.
I am looking forward to this, where they're adding what they are calling Tropical Americas. Welcome to Pueblo Esperanza.
Yeah, so
I'm
you're
looking
going to be
forward to that new area.
Yes, it looks really nice. So once again, you're going to be going to check out the whole family there of Encanto, which is the Madrigal family. It's going to be there. And of course, inside the casita, Antonio's just received a special gift. So that's the timing of this whole attraction. Of course, he's got the ability to communicate with animals. Who doesn't want that power? I think that's great. And of course, his room transforms into a rainforest, just like in the film, which is going to be great. So you never know who you might bump into. They may even have that special somebody that they don't talk about in this attraction, which I believe they will.
Of course.
Of course they will. He who shall be nameless. But here's the Madrigal family right here. See everybody there? I think it's going to have some absolutely awesome music. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks killer. I'm down with that. We do love that film. It's great. The other thing that we need to talk about is Indiana Jones. It, of course, is set to arrive at Animal Kingdom, and this is going to be unlike any other Indiana Jones experience. So forget about the stunt show spectacular. Forget about the Temple of the Forbidden Eye over there at Disneyland. We're talking about something brand new, searching for a mythical creature deep within the temple. Of course, Indiana Jones has got to check it out for himself. I hope that they actually get to use Harrison Ford's image and likeness in this one, but here's to wishing. It looks freaking cool. I'm a huge fan of Temple of the Forbidden Eye at Disneyland. It's one of my favorites, and I hope this one doesn't disappoint.
I'm wondering where they're going to put this.
Are you joking?
So-
That's not a serious question, is it?
It's going to go in Dinosaur.
Is it
Kristen.
okay? I was confused because The article made it sound like Encanto was going in Dinosaur.
No.
Okay. When I that's what at first I thought this is what was going to happen, and then I read the article and was like, "Wait, what? Encanto's going there?" Okay.
No, I mean clearly, I believe they're gonna do a complete facelift for the whole Time Rover attraction,
Agree.
which is great. I mean, it's great that they're doing it. It's gonna be sad because I do like, Countdown to Extinction, aka Dinosaur. I like that. I love that. I'm gonna miss Time Rover. Kristen's gonna miss Seeker.
Okay, so this is why it's confusing. If you are looking at the article underneath the picture talking of Encanto, go down, scroll down.
Yes.
Scroll down some more. Underneath that picture, it says construction on the land is set to begin this fall. It will open in 2027, but don't worry, you'll still have plenty of time to experience Dinosaur again. And that's why I was like, okay.
Okay, no.
No. It's going to be a different story, but the same general vibe as Indy here, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But the article doesn't make it.
You're right. The wording is a little lopsided. I get it.
I think somebody put that paragraph in the wrong spot.
I think that he oversold it. Josh oversold it,
Agree.
saying that it's going to be wholly different, but we know that's not going to be the case. They might have some new storytelling elements for sure, but if I'm not mistaken, the track for Dinosaur, A Countdown to Extinction, is exactly the same as it is for Temple of the Forbidden Eye. It's the same.
Yes.
So while that is going to be the same, they might put a fresh coat of paint on it and new animatronics and laser lights, everything. So the storytelling be the same, but you'll still have the same attraction. And I guarantee there's going to be some kind of fossilized dinosaur in this cavern.
Of course.
Because that's how Imagineering rolls. Well, gang, I want you to say goodbye to It's a Bug's Life.
Bye.
Because Zootopia is coming in.
Sorry.
Well, don't let that twig hit you on the way out. The Tree of Life. So here you go. The Tree of Life Theater will become home to Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and of course their friends from Disney Animation Zootopia. Zootopia Better Together is the attraction that's going to take guests on a wild adventure through different scenes and biomes of the film. That'll be opening next winter. I'm excited about it. I am sorry, Flick. Sorry for all your bug friends. I'm going to miss you. I love you.
You'll go into storage.
But you're going into the mothballs because Zootopia is coming in. And I'm okay with that because if Shakira's song comes along with that, I'm down with that too.
Officer Clawhauser says.
Peace. All right, gang. There is more. Yes. Hold on a second.
That's it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. But there's a new nighttime parade.
Yes.
Let's talk about that real quick because I believe that is last thing. The new nighttime parade is coming to Magic Kingdom summer of next year, 2025. If you're listening to this in the future, it's already here. So Disney Starlight will continue the nighttime spectacular legacy started by the Main Street Electrical Parade using the latest in tech, telling us stories about all the characters you love. Blue Fairies coming to life at this beloved attraction, featuring characters from Peter Pan and Encanto, Frozen, and many, many more. It looks great. I mean, look, it's lights and lasers and.
I don't want any more Frozen.
We have to go back and address that. What was that?
That was the Frozen. Never been a big fan of Frozen, but in my house, our daughter loves Frozen and she loves Elsa and Anna. And I'm just like, ugh. Every day she would watch Frozen. I liked it better when it was Encanto every day that she wanted to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no one's perfect. But here's the Blue Fairy. I'll show you the Blue Fairy.
With Peter Pan and
Pete
Elsa.
And Wendy. There's Frozen in the background. Your favorite, Kristen. There you go. Yes, it's no delight.
It'll be interesting to see what this looks like.
Yeah. Well, Once again, it's
Because we
very-
all love
if you're
the
looking,
Main Street Electrical Parade.
True.
they also drop a note there. If you're into other nighttime spectaculars around the world, Reach for the Stars debuts at Tokyo Disneyland on September 20th as well. Disneyland Paris will have its own new nighttime spectacular with songs from Pixar and Disney. Okay, it's going to be going down with projections through Sleeping Beauty Castle and for the first time down Main Street coming January 2025. So just a bunch of really cool things. And of course, that I'm sure is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all these attractions and parades at the park. But I think I'm stoked. I'm stoked about these new attractions. I'm really stoked about Disney villains. And I'm actually pretty stoked about what's going on with Monsters Inc. Land too. So, wow. That's a lot of stuff, gang.
So much.
Did we want to cap this big XXL episode with Disney Cruise Line, Kristen?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's
Go
do
for
it.
Talk about it.
Okay, so Disney Cruise Line, also a huge announcement, fleet expansion, as well as an all-new Broadway caliber stage show.
Ooh.
So if the new ships weren't enough for you, they will be adding 4 ships.
Oof.
So there's 5 ships in the current fleet, 4 others already in the works, and then these 4 more, which will debut between the years of 2027 and 2031. So they will have a total of 13 ships by 31.
Ooh.
I'm just going to say this is Disney going, I don't like all the people going and selling out these Royal Caribbean ships that are so big. We must compete and steal some business.
Well, I mean, that's why we like going to Royal Caribbean too.
Oh yeah, there's so much to do on the ship.
You know,
It's also more affordable. I'm not saying it's affordable, but it's more affordable than Disney Cruise Line, which I do plan on. I do want to go on the Treasure. That's on my bucket list. I am all about going on that ship.
oh yes, we are going.
If you like Hercules, the all new Hercules stage show from Zero to Hero be debuting. Let's see. It's going to be on the Disney Destiny.
Shout out to Susan Egan, by the way.
Which will be setting sail in November of 2025.
I love her voice. Sorry, thought I'd say that.
It says it's going to stay true to the story and spirit of the film while showcasing a bold, modern adaptation tailor-made for the stage.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel well. I mean, this is not the first time, and they tried to bring Hercules on as a musical on Broadway for a while, did they not? After the film,
Mm-hmm. And I believe they're opening in the West End in London soon, next year.
give it a go.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
It says it will have show-stopping musical numbers, incredible vocals, stunning visuals, immersive projection effects, and much more. It says the one thing you can expect is that the muses will be the show storytellers and will take you on a journey through the ancient tale of good versus evil.
Cool.
It says the music is going to be pop and gospel influences.
Of course.
I'd hope so.
Don't change a thing, Disney. Don't stray from the source material.
There is also premiering on Disney Treasure later this year is going to be The Tale of Moana.
Looks nice.
It does. It's Moana. It's going to be a final stand against Taka. Of course, the fiery lava wielding foe. Will be a 15-foot tall puppet, the largest puppet ever produced for a Disney Cruise Line show.
Looks good.
It will portray her courageous determination to restore the heart of Tafiti. So this will be cool.
There you go. Very nice.
Yes.
I think
So
that wraps
that
up
is
our
everything.
episode. That wraps up the episode, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Wowzers.
So much.
It is a lot.
Wow. That's a lot of stuff, gang.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and give us those 5-star reviews. I do know that so far we're getting all 5-star reviews. So guys, keep it up for us. We appreciate it. This, by doing all these things, it helps the show so much, and we greatly appreciate it. Aljon, do you want to tell everyone where they can find us?
Well, yes, Dining at Disney can be found on all your favorite social media sites, as well as diningatdisney.com. Make sure you join the Facebook group for Dining at Disney, right? Do it. It's free. You can check out our friends there, the Disney Dorks, as well on Facebook. They've got a great group there, as well as the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone as well. All those great groups. Of course, Sorcerer Radio can be found at sorcererradio@srsounds.com. You can find me on Instagram as well, AlJohnGo, ALJONGO. You can also find me on the Skull Rock Podcast, which is a weekly show about Disney and pop culture, where we talk to Imagineers and filmmakers about Disney in all the different eras of Disney, including today's latest Disney Plus stuff. So check that out. Of course, my co-host is Dave Bossert, who is a brilliant filmmaker, animator, and award-winning author, former Disney special effects and special projects guru. Just celebrated 200 episodes, so please check out our brand new YouTube page. We're giving away 5 of Dave's brand new books, 5 books to our international audience. So please subscribe and be entered to win on our YouTube page for Skull Rock Podcast. Kat?
You can find me on Instagram at catastrophe at CAT_ASTROPHE. And you can listen to my podcast, Eat the Pictures, wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to support the show, and we hope that you do, consider donating to us on whatever platform you choose to watch or listen to us on. We're not picky. You can also shop our links. Amazon, Disney Store, Kingdom Strollers, and Garden Grocer. They can be found on diningatdisney.com or in the show notes below and on every episode. Until next time, I've been Kat. That's been Kristen and Aljon. Bon appetit.
The information and opinions expressed in this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes. All other trademarks mentioned are the property of their respective owners.